Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Disruptor Series on Cess Talks Sports in collaboration with BeWise PoliSports. I'm your host, Cess, and I'm joined by amazing co-host, Political Lil. How are you, Lil?
I'm doing great, Seth. Super excited about today's episode. We're diving into the life, the legacy of one of basketball's greatest legends, Teresa Edwards.
That's right. Today, we're talking about a woman who shattered records, defied expectations, and redefined what it means to be a leader in sports. From her humble beginnings to her Hall of Fame career, Teresa Edwards' story is nothing short of legendary. In 1984, while still at the University of Georgia, Edwards represented the U.S. in the 1984 Olympic Games and became the youngest women's basketball player to win an Olympic gold medal at the age of 20. Unlike many athletes who love to keep their medals with them, Edwards has had her Olympic medals displayed at the University of Georgia and the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame for many years. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of basketball legend Teresa Edwards. Let's start by talking about her early life and college years because, trust me, it's a story worth hearing.
Absolutely, Seth. Teresa Edwards was born and raised in Cairo, Georgia, a small town that produced one of basketball's biggest talents in history. Unlike the young girls who are currently playing in the WNBA, growing up, Edwards didn't have other girls to play with or youth leagues to compete in. So she made do with what she had and competed with the boys. The 5 feet, 11-inch player began her career in an era when basketball was very much seen as a man's game, and along with the likes of Cheryl Swoop, became a pioneer in women's sports. Teresa Edwards' basketball journey began as a young girl playing with her brothers in their grandmother's front yard, where they had to nail a rim to a bike and a pine tree as a makeshift goal. It was such inventiveness and determination that later set Edwards apart throughout her playing career. She attended Cairo High School, where she absolutely dominated on the court. By her senior year, she was averaging over 25 points per game and led her team to Georgia Class AA state championship in 1982. Talk about a high school career to remember.
And her talent didn't go unnoticed. Edwards earned multiple All State honors and quickly became recognized as one of the top high school players in the entire country. That earned her a scholarship to the University of Georgia, and this is where things really started heating up.
Right. She joined the Lady Bulldogs in 1982 under head coach Andy Landers. Now, for those who don't know, Coach Landers is a Hall of Famer and a major figure in women's college basketball. His leadership, combined with Teresa's raw talent, helped the University of Georgia into the become a national powerhouse. Teresa said of Coach Landers, "I always credit him for my true understanding of how this game comes together, how it works, how you take talent, athleticism, and you blend it into skill." Let's break it down year by year.
All right, so during her freshman year, Teresa wasted no time making her presence felt. She helped her team to a strong regular season and even got them into the NCAA tournament. By her sophomore season, she was Georgia's leader on the court, averaging 16.7 points, 4.3 assists, and 4.1 rebounds per game. That year, the Lady Bulldogs made their first ever Final Four appearance, and Edwards proved she could perform on the national stage.
Now let's talk about her junior season. This was a breakout year for Teresa. She averaged over 19 points a game and was named SEC Player of the Year. Georgia finished the season 28-3 and made another Final Four appearance. Edward wasn't just scoring, she was doing it all, defending, rebounding, and leading her team like a true floor general.
Exactly. And in her senior season, she capped off her college career as one of the best players in the country. She became a consensus All-American, and by the time she left UGA, she was in the program's all-time leader in assists and one of the top scorers in school history. Under her leadership, the Lady Bulldogs consistently ranked among the top 10 teams in the nation.
And you can't talk about Teresa's time at Georgia without mentioning Coach Ann Landers. He was known for his tough, no nonsense coaching style. He brought the best out of her. Landers once said that Teresa had one of the highest basketball IQs he'd ever seen. And you could see that in how she made her teammates better every single game.
Coach Landers and Teresa were a dynamic duo. Together, they laid the foundation for Georgia women's basketball program to become one of the best in the country. Teresa's accolades say it all: SEC Player of the Year, multiple All SEC and All American selections, and NCAA All Tournament team honors. She truly helped put UGA women's basketball on the map.
Absolutely. And this is just the beginning of her incredible career. Next, we'll dive into the journey to international stardom and her Olympic success. Stay with us.
There's so much more to cover on legendary Teresa Edwards. Let's get into what really sets her apart: her legendary Olympic career. At one point, she held the title of being the only basketball player, male or female, to compete in 5 Olympic Games. That's until Diana Taurasi made history with her sixth Olympic appearance in 2024. But Teresa's run remains nothing short of extraordinary. Let's break that down, Lil.
Oh, absolutely, Seth. Her Olympic journey began in 1984 in the Los Angeles Games when she was just 20 years old. That year, Team USA dominated, and Teresa helped secure her first gold medal. She played a critical role off the bench, showcasing her ability to adapt and deliver in high pressure situations, a skill that would define her career.
And it only got better from there. In 1988, she was one of Team USA's leaders as they competed in Seoul. Edwards averaged double figures in scoring and was key in orchestrating the offense. Her performance helped secure another gold medal for Team USA, solidifying her reputation as one of the best guards in the world.
Then came 1992 in Barcelona, where Team USA fell short of the goal, but still took home the bronze medal. Even in a tougher tournament, Teresa continued to shine, leading the team in assists and providing invaluable leadership on the court. It's worth noting that during this period, the global competition in women's basketball was growing significantly, making her consistency even more impressive.
By the time the 1996 Olympics rolled around in Atlanta, Teresa was back at the top of her game. This was a special year, not just because it was on home soil, but because women's basketball was gaining major momentum globally. Edwards was instrumental in leading Team USA to an undefeated record and another gold medal. Her scoring, playmaking, and defensive intensity were all on full display, and she was a key figure in what many call one of the greatest women's basketball teams of all time.
And then came Sydney in 2000, her fifth and final Olympic Games. At 36 years old, Teresa was a team elder stateswoman, but she played a pivotal role in securing yet another gold medal. With a mix of young stars and veterans, Teresa's leadership was the glue that held the team together. Her ability to mentor young players while still producing on the court was a testament to her longevity and her basketball IQ.
Let's not forget, during her Olympic career, Teresa Edwards served as both the youngest and the oldest player on the U.S. women's Olympic basketball team. That's 16 years of excellence. Talk about dominance and durability.
Exactly. And while her scoring was impressive, what really set her apart was her court vision, leadership, and ability to elevate everyone around her. She was the ultimate floor general, a player who could read the game like no one else. She wasn't just about points. She was about making the right play every time.
From distributing the ball to controlling the tempo of the game, Teresa's impact went beyond the stat sheet. She was a coach on the floor, ensuring her team executed at the highest level.
And let's give her her flowers for being a pioneer. Teresa Edwards set a standard for what is meant to represent what it means to represent your country at the highest level. She paved the way for so many of the greats we see today, like a Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, and countless others.
Without a doubt, Teresa Edwards is Olympic royalty. Her 4 gold medals and 1 bronze don't just tell a story of winning, they tell a story of leadership, resilience, and a legacy that will stand the test of time. Stick around, folks, because we're about to dive into how she transitioned her Olympic success into a global influence. It's important to remember that when Teresa first turned pro, there wasn't a WNBA. So, like many of the top women players of her time, she had to take her talents overseas.
That's right, sis. And let me tell you, she didn't just play overseas, she dominated. Teresa played in some of the most competitive leagues across the globe, including Italy, Japan, Spain, and France. Each stop was a masterclass in how to lead a team and elevate the game of basketball internationally.
Let's break that down a bit. In Italy, Teresa quickly became one of the league's most valuable players. Her scoring, ball handling, and defensive intensity made her a nightmare for opposing teams. She led her teams to multiple league championships and was often the go to player in clutch moments.
And in Japan, she brought the same level of excellence. Teresa was known for her work ethic and adaptability. She embraced different styles of play, whether it was fast paced, high scoring games in Japan, or the more physical and technical approach in European leagues like Spain and France.
Exactly. In Spain, Teresa played for top tier clubs, where she consistently ranked among the league leaders in points and assists. Her ability to dominate on both ends of the floor earned her numerous accolades, and she became a fan favorite wherever she went. And in France, her leadership and experience helped her team compete at the highest levels in European basketball tournaments.
Teresa's impact wasn't just about winning games, it was about setting a standard. She showed the world that American players, and particularly black women, could thrive in international leagues. She played with a level of intensity and professionalism that inspired younger players and helped grow the global appeal of women's basketball.
And then, when the WNBA was founded in 1997, Teresa's impact came full circle. She didn't join the league immediately, but she eventually played for the Minnesota Lynx in the early 2000s. Even though she was in the twilight of her career, she proved she could still compete at the highest level.
Absolutely, says. While her time in the WNBA was brief, it was significant. Teresa brought veteran leadership and international experience to the link, mentoring younger players and showing what it meant to compete with class and intensity.
And let's not forget, her presence in the WNBA was symbolic. It was a bridge between the pioneers who laid the groundwork for professional women's basketball and the new generation of players who would benefit from the league's creation. Teresa Edwards' career wasn't just about stats. It was about influence and legacy. In 2011, Teresa Edwards was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. And during an emotional enshrinement speech, she showed special appreciation to Coach Landers and also thanked her family who were supportive of her career from the beginning. Throughout her career and life, Edwards has been an advocate of gender equality. She has also highlighted the disparity in opportunities available to both men and women in sports, especially basketball.
Well said, Seth. Teresa's professional career was a testament to her versatility, resilience, and love for the game. Whether it was in Italy, Japan, Spain, France, or the WNBA, she left her mark as one of the greatest to ever play the game. Teresa Edwards sold her gold medal, according to the article Inside the Most Decorated Olympic Basketball Player's Life by Owan Bagoon in June of 2020. Today, Edwards generously juggles her time between Manhattan and her hometown, Cairo. She recently took up a new career in commentating for the UNYAC men's and women's basketball championships in New York City. Speaking about her new career path, she said, I truly enjoy commentating. I love the atmosphere. I love making the games exciting for people. I like helping them see it through my eyes.
All right, folks, in our next segment, we'll explore how Teresa Edwards transitioned from player to mentor and her lasting impact on the game of basketball. Don't go anywhere.
Beyond her accolades on the court, Teresa Edwards has been passionate and a vocal advocate for women's basketball and gender equity in sports. She consistently called for more investment in women's sports, better opportunity for female athletes, and increased visibility for women at every level of the game.
That's right, Lil. Teresa has always understood that her platform is bigger than basketball. She's worked tirelessly to ensure that the doors she walked through would stay open for the next generation. One of the ways she's done that is through her work as a coach and mentor. Teresa served as a player development coach with USA Basketball, helping to shape some of the greatest players in the modern era.
Exactly, says her tenure with USA Basketball wasn't just about teaching skills. It was about instilling the values of leadership, teamwork, and resilience. She was part of the coaching staff during the lead up to the 2008 Beijing Olympics, working closely with players to ensure Team USA maintained its dominance on the international stage.
And her leadership didn't stop there. Teresa also worked as an assistant coach for the Atlanta Dream in the WNBA, where she helped develop young talent and brought her wealth of international and Olympic experience to the league. She's also been involved in grassroots basketball, running camps and clinics to teach the fundamentals of the game and inspire the next generation of players.
And let's not forget her advocacy off the court. Teresa has been a staunch supporter of using sports as a tool for empowerment, particularly for young ladies in underserved communities. She's partnered with organizations focused on youth development and education, emphasizing the importance of using basketball as a vehicle for life skills and opportunity.
Teresa has also been vocal about the need for professional women's leagues in the U.S. Even before the WNBA existed, she was one of the many advocates who pushed for the establishment of a sustainable league for women. While playing overseas, she often spoke about the importance of having a professional league back home to showcase the talent and dedication of American female athletes.
And that advocacy wasn't just talk. Teresa participated in discussions and events aimed at promoting women's basketball, often representing organizations like USA Basketball and the Women's Sports Foundation. She's been a constant presence in the fight for gender equity, champion better pay, better facilities, and greater respect for women in sports.
Currently, Teresa remains active in the basketball world. She's frequently seen at events as a speaker, sharing her journey and insights on leadership, perseverance, and the importance of leaving a legacy. She's also a strong advocate for mental health in sports, recognizing the unique pressures athletes face at all levels.
Absolutely. Teresa Edwards has never been just about winning titles or breaking records. Her legacy is about her impact on the court, in the community, and across the world. She's a true pioneer and role model who continues to inspire us all. According to the article in 2017, the four-time Olympic gold medalist put up one of her gold medals for sale, claiming that she wanted to test the market to see the value of women's sports memorabilia before deciding to sell her other medals. The athlete revealed that another motivation for selling her medals is gender equality and the need to see the creation of a market where women get the same financial opportunities as men when it comes to auctioning off items of great value. She said, I don't think women truly get the real opportunity to be a part of the wealth that men are experiencing with articles of this nature.
Couldn't have said it better, Lil. All right, let's wrap things up by taking a look at Teresa Edwards' lasting legacy and how her contributions continue to influence basketball today. So, why are we calling Teresa Edwards a disruptor? Let's start with the obvious. She completely redefined what it meant to be an Olympic athlete, competing in 5 Olympics over 16 years, winning 4 gold medals and 1 bronze. She set the bar for longevity, consistency, and excellence. Her ability to perform at the highest level across decades was unheard of at the time.
Absolutely, Seth. But it wasn't just about the medals. Teresa disrupted the narrative around women's basketball itself. At a time when women's sports was still fighting for recognition, she brought a new level of respectability and visibility to women's basketball. Her dominance on the court showed the world that women's basketball was just as exciting, just wasn't just as exciting and competitive as the men game. It was uniquely its own with its own heroes, storylines, and drama.
And let's not forget how she challenged the status quo internationally, playing in leagues across Italy, Japan, Spain, and France. Teresa not only dominated on the court, but also brought global attention to the talent of American women. She was essentially a one woman ambassador for the game, proving that women's basketball could thrive on a global stage.
She's also a disrupted the expectations for what it meant to be a leader. Teresa was a floor general, a vocal advocate for her teammates, and a mentor to younger players. Her leadership style was inclusive, empowering, and transformative, traits that have inspired generations of athletes to approach the game differently.
And let's talk about her post playing career. Lil Teresa didn't just hang up her sneakers and fade into the background. She's been a relentless advocate for gender equity, professional leagues, and the growth of women's sports. Her work as a coach, mentor, and ambassador has continued to push boundaries, creating pathways for women and girls to dream bigger and achieve more.
Exactly. And when you think about what it means to be a disruptor, it's not just about breaking records. It's about breaking barriers and challenging the norm. Teresa Edwards has done all of this by paving the way for athletes like Diane Taurasi, Sue Bird, and others to take the sport to even greater heights.
Teresa's grace, humility, and relentless drive make her the ultimate disruptor. She didn't just change the game, and her influence continues to ripple through women's basketball, inspiring athletes, coaches, and fans alike.
That's why she's not just a legend, but a trailblazer. Teresa Edwards is proof that one person can redefine an entire sport and leave a legacy that stands the test of time.
Well said, Lil, and that's a perfect note to close on. Teresa Edwards' story is one of perseverance, innovation, and impact. She's a true disruptor in every sense of the word. Her story is a testament to the power of breaking barriers, excellence, and resilience. She truly embodies what it means to be a disruptor in every sense of the word.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up, we encourage our listeners to dive deeper into her legacy and explore the incredible impact she's had on basketball and beyond. Her story is definitely one for the ages.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Disruptor Series on Cess Talks Sports and the BeWise PoliSports Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends, family, and community. Let's continue to celebrate and elevate these incredible stories together.
And to our listeners, what inspired you most about Teresa's journey? We love to hear your thoughts. Tag us on social media, share your takeaways, and keep the conversation going. Let's amplify the stories of Black women in sports.
Before we sign off, remember, representation matters. Teresa Edwards paved the way, but the journey isn't over. Let's honor the disruptors, the pioneers, and the change makers who keep challenging the status quo.
And we'll be right here continuing to share their stories. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep building a community working together.
That's it for this episode. And remember, sports are never just about the game. It's about the stories we tell, the lives we inspire, and the changes we create.
Until next time, you all keep striving and keep gaining knowledge and keep speaking up. This is Political Leah signing off.
And this is Cess, your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies, signing off. Take care, stay wise, and until next time, stay tuned. Talk soon. We out.